What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash today, BCH. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. Shout out to the Dragon Riders in the House of the Dragon, as always. Here we are on the 26th day of June, moving up. We're up 2%. Actually, most cryptos are down, and they're not seeing higher highs. Right? But Bitcoin Cash is one of two cryptos on this whole damn page. Okay, maybe not the whole page. Hey, Ethereum's even up. But Bitcoin's down, right? Bitcoin's down just a little bit. It's pretty neutral in all fairness. It's not too crazy to the downside, but Bitcoin Cash holding up well. We always love to see it. I've seen this before though. I think we've all seen this before, and let's just be honest with ourselves. If Bitcoin Cash is green on a day that Bitcoin's red, likely the red is about to come. Okay, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if by the end of today we close red. So let's do some short-term analysis. We'll jump out to the long-term stuff and move on from there, right? I really do think, you guys. I really do think, and whenever I just want to say before, you know what, we'll save this for some other point in the video. Okay, we'll save that for some other point. It's kind of coming out of left field, but I like Bitcoin Cash. Let's just leave it at that. Okay, I like Bitcoin Cash a lot. I like the community a lot. Like true crypto OGs here. But anyways, 1 hour time frame. Looking at this here, lower low in the RSI. Finding support at the 50 level. Pretty common thing to do, especially you got higher lows in the price, lower lows here. Hidden bullish divergence. I wouldn't be surprised in the least if we saw a little bit of a move up. Okay, moving up. We're at 492 now. We found resistance right there above 500. We probably get a relative double top and then we move down. So maybe I was a little bit too quick to say that today closes red. Actually, today is in a good position, in my opinion, to continue moving up, if we're being honest with ourselves. 15-minute time frame here. 15-minute RSI does look very bullish, actually. Very bullish. Wow, this is a super bullish 15-minute time frame, you guys. Absolutely. Look at that, right? At least since June 24th. It's the 26th now, right? So you've been overbought, not getting oversold. No matter how much you try, you just can't seem to get oversold. Lower lows. Look at how perfect that is, man. Higher lows this whole time. Lower lows this whole time. You've been moving up and cooling off simultaneously. Like, you couldn't ask for a more bullish environment to be in. This is great. This is great. And you do look like you're about to move up. Absolutely you do. 1 hour time frame here agrees with that, right? And if you're looking at this for what it's worth, and this also agrees with what I was saying in the beginning of the video, that we're probably near the end of this trend. You're probably going to move down a little bit, and it's okay soon enough, but not right now. 1 hour RSI is higher lows, higher highs. We'll probably bounce here, so you'll move up first, but then uptrends typically end once you're in the overbought zone with bearish divergence. I would assume this next tick gives us that. We probably over the weekend consolidate, right? Maybe going into late Friday we begin to consolidate, we top off. But I think going into the end of the day, I take back what I said originally. I think we will actually continue to pump. We should find our relative high either late today or some point tomorrow, Friday. And whenever I say relative high, I just mean like this, right? Like you're moving up, you've got a relative high here, you move down, and then boom, you move up, and relative high. Like it's nothing crazy, nothing, probably not even this dramatic, right? We're not going to go from like 500 back down to 460. I mean, maybe, but probably not. If we're looking at this on a 4 hour time frame, the overbought zone was rejected. Ooh, little confliction here in the 1 hour to the 4 hour. You know, I would think if we can continue to move up, this would actually look very bullish. Maybe we are moving up a little bit higher than I'm giving it credit for, man. High to low, let's see. The more I look at this, the more bullish I'm getting. A little bit of confliction here, don't get me wrong. Rejecting the overbought zone is not what you want to do. But Bitcoin Cash does this, where it'll reject and then it'll find support right here, and then it'll reject and find support. Same thing over here, right? And with those movements, you do get nice little moves that continue upwards, right? If we're looking at this here, this little pivot, you rejected here and then you move down. Look at that, right? You went from a high of like 467 to a high of 483. That was a whole 20 bucks higher. We really could be like at 520 or more by the end of today, you guys, or by the end of this move, maybe tomorrow. 522. 522 is the next target area. 522 to 547. Yeah, let's say 520 to 550, just to make it roll off the tongue easier, right? Something in here. That's where BCH is going. What is that? What is that overall from the current price? It's about a 6% to an 11% move. Nice. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Yeah. And that's probably going to happen within the next 24 hours or so. I'd very much expect that happens. Maybe 30 hours or so, something like that, but probably 24 hours or so. And then from there, you will probably pull back exactly to these areas that you're at now. You probably pull back to 480, maybe 476 at the lowest, but you'll probably pull back to like 480, $500, just below $500 there, right? And then you'll find support, and then we're really ripping and running, you guys. Then we're really ripping and running. If we're looking at this on a daily time frame, I'm bullish as hell, man. That's awesome. I love it. I love it's always fun whenever Bitcoin Cash is moving up, even if the rest of the market's having a hard time. It's never fun whenever Bitcoin Cash is struggling, right? But that's just how it is, man. Everything takes its turn. It's Bitcoin Cash's turn. High to low here, getting above the golden ratio, creeping and crawling, dude. You gotta love it. Yeah, this would call for 520 to be an area of resistance as well. Maybe 575, but I bet we do find resistance around 520 to 550. We'll continue to move up, and soon enough, you guys will be breaking out, seeing new relative highs that we haven't seen since December. And with that, with a move that would take us all the way up here, let's just draw that real quick, okay? Let's make it a little bit more pronounced so that whenever I go in the long-term charts, it's more pronounced. Let's just like draw it out here, okay? Something like that. Whenever we see a new relative high, you tell me what that means, man. We look at the weekly time frame. You zoom out. What's going on here? We see a new relative high. What's happening? What's happening? The prophecy will be fulfilled. The prophecy is nigh, my friends. It's very, very nigh. Nigh indeed. Okay. We get above there. We move up just a little bit more. We are on the precipice of seeing a fantastic breakout of the likes that crypto has never seen before. This thing's going to rip so freaking hard. It's going to rip really, really hard, you guys. And I think here at $500 right now, $490, whatever, we will make a fantastic effort all the way up to about $1,600, $2,000, somewhere in that zone, right? We've made sense out of that plenty of times. I don't need to go into the dirty details with that, but something around there, 16 to 2, 1,600 to 2K. That's where we're going to go inevitably. And I really love this thing, man. I think it's going to do fantastic. Here we are, man. 3 days, 8 hours left. If we could close here or higher, we are going to be getting overbought in the weekly RSI. Every time we get overbought in the weekly RSI, man, well, I guess not every time. Sometimes we get in and we get out, but most of the time we do see readings that are at like the 80 or higher for Bitcoin Cash, especially this cycle, right? I think that we're going to see some fantastic growth, right? We are on the precipice of greatness, my friends. We really are. If we look at last cycle's high to the bear market low, I mean, there's a case to be made that maybe we even run all the way up to 35. Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something if by the end of August, by the end of July, whenever this move ends, if we were at like $3,500 instead? If we, you guys, you understand, if Bitcoin Cash goes to $3,500, we're going to obliterate the BCH to BTC chart. This means my whole thesis is wrong on the idea that when we move up from here, that we're going to find resistance at the same areas we found resistance before. Maybe we don't. I mean, genuinely, maybe we don't. Maybe we rip all the way through and we say, screw 1%, we're going for 2%. We're going for 3%, whatever that would be, you know, and that's the kind of readings we get if we just blast it off all the way to, I mean, how much growth would that be? Let's see here. Be a 7x. It's not, I mean, it's not impossible. For Bitcoin Cash, it's got a high market cap, but dude, you have been held down and you have been consolidating, accumulating for multiple cycles. And I mean, the fibs are where they are. That's the minimum target. It would actually make a lot more sense from a fib perspective to target this area rather than target this area. But, you know, sometimes you do wick just above the 100. You know, that happens too. And inevitably we are going to go here. Inevitably we're going to go there, we're going to go there, we're going to go to 20K, 80K, 100K, you know, maybe not by the end of this cycle, but I think 20K, 21K to 30K, it's still considerable. It's still a target area that we have in mind. It really is by the end of this cycle, especially now that I've grown to accept that this cycle, I think, does continue into 2026. And that's not because we're in bullish euphoria and I'm just like, oh my God, we're unstoppable. We're just going to keep going. No, that's not what's. It's because we've actually been so damn boring. We've been so damn constructive. Is it blasphemous? Blasphemous to mention Bitcoin on the BCH? I don't think it is. I think we're over the tribalism of it. Maybe not the maxis, but the BCH people, we don't really care, right? Whatever. We understand that Bitcoin going up is good for all cryptos, right? Bitcoin Cash going up is also probably beneficial, not just for all cryptos, but for humans as a whole. But this boring stuff, these boring, methodical, consolidated phases that we've had here, this is what's making me think the cycle continues. Because whenever I learned TA, whenever I first got into crypto, what I learned was this kind of stuff is what means the cycle's going to end, right? This uncontrollable, unmatched, just upside nonstop, that's what makes for a solid drop-off. if you want structure, and whenever I learned like the fundamentals of TA, this is structure, man. You move up, you move sideways, you stair step like this. This is beautiful structure. And what does that do? That prolongs the cycle. That's what I've heard every single cycle before this. People aren't saying it as much now, but it makes so much sense that it would prolong. And again, I'm not saying that Bitcoin Cash is going to prolong itself, its cycle, that it has a 20K chance just because I want to see it go there because we're euphoric and we can't be stopped. No, it's because it's actually the opposite. It's because we're boring. We're very boring. That's why I think it's going to happen. I'm not saying that Bitcoin Cash goes to 20K by the end of the cycle. I'm just saying we might have more of a chance to do that than I have assumed for like the past 6 months now, actually. Right. For a long time in this cycle, we were expecting that we get to 20K by the end of this year, 2025. For a long time, by the end of 2025, October, November, December, somewhere in that time frame, that's when we were thinking 20K. But as we got to the end of 2024, it just kind of became less and less likely. It became less and less. When we didn't have that breakout of this, it became less likely. We took it off the table. Still something to look forward to in the future, nonetheless, but took it off the table. Now that we're going to continue into 2026, I don't know, man. It might actually be possible. It might be plausible. And depending on how we break out, you best believe, if Bitcoin Cash runs all the way up to $3,500 by the end of August, 20K is going to be a regular discussion for us again, okay? And even if we only move to a lowly 1,600 to 2K, we'll take it. That's fine. We're going to be breaking out of this structure. Bitcoin Cash will be looked at in a way that it hasn't been looked at in multiple cycles. And I mean, this thing, again, it just has. Not only does it have longevity, but it has prosperity ahead, right? Bitcoin's at 107K. There's no reason why Bitcoin Cash won't one day get there. It's literally a time machine. If you're watching this, you're not part of the Bitcoin Cash community, you've made it this far, understand it literally is a freaking time machine. Imagine if you could go back in time right now and buy Bitcoin at $491, because that's what this is, right? Except it's a better Bitcoin. It literally is. It's not a scam Bitcoin. It's a hard fork. They're the same. They're like twins, literally. One is not legit, one is not a scam. That's not how it is, right? They're both different projects, and they actually have different goals, right? A lot of the Bitcoin maximalists, and I'm going to end the video on this note, a lot of the Bitcoin maximalists back here said there can't be two, right? There's either going to be just BTC or just BCH, but there can't be two Bitcoins. And I agree with that. There can't be two Bitcoins, but that's not what's happening here, right? Bitcoin, as defined by the white paper, is a peer-to-peer electronic cash system that's used without the intermediation of a third party. Right? The third party is the blockchain. That's what it is, right? You get rid of the third party as a whole. Bitcoin is not that. BTC stepped away from that, right? If BTC was still trying to be that, I would agree. There can't be two. There's going to be one. One's going to succeed, one's going to fail. But Bitcoin is a store of value. It's not a peer-to-peer cash system. Bitcoin Cash doesn't want to be a store of value. Let BTC have that nonsense. Or it's not nonsense. I think we need that too, actually. And that's why I think both of them can exist, genuinely. But Bitcoin Cash is adhering to the white paper. It is the true Bitcoin. And it really is the true, and whatever the true one is, maybe we can get lost in the philosophy of that, but it is truer to the white paper. It is a peer-to-peer cash system, and that's why they can both exist and coexist. And I think a store of value, if you think about it, store of value coin versus peer-to-peer cash coin, the peer-to-peer cash coin is going to be used as cash, so it probably won't grow in value as fast as the store of value coin would, right? It won't retain its value as much. It's going to be more volatile, okay? But that's good for traders, right? It's much more tradable than Bitcoin. BTC being a store of value, that's going to give it more, I think, reason to be stable and to grow and maintain its wealth and value and not give it back on the bear markets and stuff like that. But what's more valuable is not necessarily what has the higher price. I think it's equal value, right? You need a store of value. You need a peer-to-peer cash system. You need both of those. And there's a perfect, that in itself, that logic, I think, is a perfect reason why both can coexist. And maybe I'm missing something. Somebody educate me in the comments, please. You guys are smart people. You like genuinely read some of the comments. I'm sure that there's someone who's leaving like a paragraph or a novel for us to read why they might disagree or agree, and giving a lot more facts than I have. I don't know. Maybe those days are long gone. I don't know, but I feel like people do that from time and time again. But I've got nothing else, guys. I'm rambling at this point. So hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. We're going to break 500, man. We are on the precipice. We are so freaking close to breaking out of this. It's not even funny. And people are going to... we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. But I have a feeling that the space is not going to react appropriately to this. I have a feeling they are not going to react appropriately to this at all. they're going to get left behind. And until they actually accept Bitcoin Cash for what it is, it's going to be too late at that point. So you're not going to be able to make the insane gains that you can for now. I think that by the end of the cycle, Bitcoin Cash will be worth over 10K. We're at $491 now. 13K is what I'm thinking, but maybe we do get up to 20K. I wanted to look here. How close are we to flipping Hyperliquid? We're pretty close, man. I think we're going to flip Hyperliquid soon, and then next we're going to flip Cardano. Will we flip Dogecoin this cycle? Maybe, maybe not. It's a good goal. I don't think we'll flip Tron this cycle or any of these ones, but we're coming for that top 10 spot. That's for sure. That's for sure. I think we could flip Doge, but maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Anyways, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Okay, take care. Bye.